There is a moment in every life when you decide to rise, to stand taller than your fear, to speak louder than your doubt, to chase the vision that sets your soul on fire. This is that moment. And here, we walk it together with stories that awaken, voices that inspire, and truths that set you free. This is Positive Talk with Kevin McDonald, where hope has a voice, and that voice is yours. Rochelle, you know, I love it when we have got a very talented man with us and who has lived the music history that from the last 60 years, and that's really cool. And would you like to introduce our guest for the hour?
I would be honored to introduce him. We have North Tunes Woodall here with us today. He's got a website that is tunes.net, and that is the number or the letter the number 2 UNES.net, and we get to talk about music from a different perspective of a lifetime. So welcome, North. How are you? And thank you so much for being here.
I'm blessed just like you, both of y'all. So I'm glad to be here. I'm more than I'm ecstatic. So can't describe it with words. So just stay humble. That's it. That's all I know.
Well, and he is a current music teacher, but he has been a guitar player for many, many years. He grew up in the music industry. He has gone to see, I don't know, people like, Grand Funk Railroad and many others. And he is kind of a walking encyclopedia of music from about 64, 65 to current. And so you've touched a lot of lives in and amount, and we're going to play some of your music today too.
Okay, great. Couldn't have said it better.
Yes, indeed. And you've got to, by the way, what kind of guitar is that you're holding?
This is an Ibanez George Benson series. It's a hollow body. It's a hollow body. Can you see that now?
It's beautiful.
Yes.
Rows on there. It's Ibanez. So I like this one better than the real big one, like Wes Montgomery. It's just uncomfortable. So I kind of like this one. But I play my Strat more than anything.
Well, tell us a little bit about you and your past and the music that you play and all the things that you do.
Okay, I like for everyone to understand, you said a lot about being around playing and listening to music. Like, so I kind of label what I do as a gumbo, okay? Because there's a lot of ingredients in gumbo, and a lot of people, 90% people like gumbo, even though they don't like, I can't eat fish, whatever, take it out. So it's a lot of ingredients. So I'm just saying that by me listening and coming up to so many different styles, that's what I can, I try to bring that across when I'm performing, like I did a gig yesterday. It was at Assisted Living, man. They loved it, man. It was so amazing. I had never been there, and this lady came and said, "Hey, I've been here 17 months. And they ain't never had nobody like you. You make sure you come back." I just said, "Yes, ma'am." They was laughing, and it was having fun and singing along. They was dancing. I was like, wow. And so it is what it is. It's all about, like I said, to me, the listener is the most important person. That's how I feel about it. Because, like I said, if everybody played an instrument, wouldn't be good. So the listener is the most important person, because when people come up to you after you perform, they tell you how they feel. That's very important, man. Because they don't have to. They could go somewhere else or do something else. But if they come up to you and say they like you, enjoy you, that's the greatest reward, man. And then plus, especially when you got senior citizen kind of like and they didn't throw nothing at you, and they didn't ask you like where the milk is at. I feel like I did a great job. I'm just joking. So, but just bubbly, man. That's all. So I prefer you ask me the questions like you do, and then I could try to answer them like that. Uh, but I got the book out, and you can read the book. It tells you some stories, about it, and it's about my guitar journey. How it started. I didn't start with guitar. I would used to dance for my dad. He was in the service, and we lived in Hawaii. He would bring his soldiers over, and then he would put on some songs, and he wanted me to dance. So I did that, and then I didn't start picking up the instrument about 4 years later. Yeah. So
Well, North, I got to tell you that Purcell grew up as a single child,
okay.
but she would travel around in her dad's 18 wheeler, and they would listen to songs and sing at the top of her lungs and all of that. And she is really loves all kinds of music, don't you, Purcell?
I do. I think that screamo may be the only thing I can't really get connected with, but I love music. I mean, it's a part of all of our lives. It brings us. It's just like gumbo, just like food, brings us all together to realize that we can be the same in our differences. And I'm so curious, North. Like, do you remember the first moment when you picked up an instrument and fell in love with it? And what instrument was it? I'm guessing a guitar.
Um, yeah, my dad wanted me to play trumpet, so I
Okay.
started off on trumpet for 2 years. Then I talked my mom in to get me a guitar because we live in Dayton, Ohio, where that's the land of funk. And so,
Right.
and how it really started for me, it was in the sixth grade. We had a talent show, and and my brother, he sang. He was a little older than I was, and he had a band, and they was practicing at my house and everything all the time, and they was gigging. So I asked the whole band, I want to be in the band. They just started laughing at me. That's when and then they gonna say, "What you gonna do? You don't know how to play anything." And I thought about, yeah, you got a point. I said, that's okay. Forget y'all. I start my own band. So I went and got a guitar, and I started my own band, and that's how it, that's how it started. So you know.
That's pretty cool.
And by the way, North, I am the caretaker of useless knowledge. And one of the useless knowledges was there was another guy that you may have heard of that his dad, whose name I believe was Jim, bought him a trumpet. And because he wanted him to be in the band. And he thought about it for a little bit and he recognized, well, gosh, if I play trumpet, I can't sing. So I want to be able to sing. So he traded the trumpet in for a guitar. His name was Paul McCartney.
Wow. Nah, that's heavy, man. I didn't know that much, but I didn't know that part.
Well, I'm like I said, I'm the purveyor of useless information, aren't I, Michelle?
Yeah,
Ah,
I
that's
think it's useful.
yeah,
But
yeah, me
there's a
too.
lot to learn through music that you can learn within yourself. I mean, like the journey of the things that you've experienced just because you felt so connected to music and being able. I love when we did our interview with you. I keep thinking about it because I related to how you said that you kind of bring so many different versions of music into one. I was a lot like that with dance, like I'd start just making a dance up and it's like, honey, what are you doing? That's like three different styles of dance. I'm like, yeah, but it's
Yeah,
my dance. It's original. And even though there's all these different ways and these versions of all this different music, you have still found a way to collaborate it that speaks with you, right?
exactly. Because early on in the middle, singing groups was real big, in my hometown. So I kept playing. Well, I was doing single stuff by myself with just a band, and then a self-contained band. Then these guys from my school wanted me to play by hand, and I did that, and I did that, and I kept doing. But see, the people wasn't doing right, so I got tired of being in the back, and I said, "No, I'm gonna start coming up front." Okay, because no one, y'all not coming to practice, you don't know the song, and you're like, you don't show up, so just keep on going that way. So that's what kind of happens. And another thing you touched on, I can say real quick, music also is it's a medicine. It's a medicine for the people. because I mean, I don't get real deep on it, but there was a guy in this book, and he would play. He could play, and he could remove spirits. I mean, just leave it at that way. I'll keep, just kind of keep it playing. But now I'm trying to think how many times this guy was playing it. So it's more than that. See, so but the spiritual thing was playing through him. That's why he could do that. And it was a string instrument. So, I don't want to, we're not getting into politics or religion. So I'm going to keep it moving.
No, you're good. Well, if you think about it, healing is frequency, right, Kevin? If I've learned anything, I think I've learned that.
Wow. Healing is frequency.
Yeah, music is frequency.
Yep.
It
Can you
is.
hear me?
Yeah,
Yeah, we can hear you.
I can.
Oh boy, what have I done? Oh, there we go.
Okay, hit the mute button now.
I did by accident. By accident.
But we heard you. We heard you, right? You heard it.
You
Right?
did. I heard
Yeah,
you.
but music is frequency, and and that, which is why when you listen to a great song that you love, you all of a sudden start to want to dance and move around because it's all and it's great for the soul. And the music that you play, which is predominantly jazz, am I correct in that?
Right now, yeah, it could be just that's what I'm moving more towards, but it's whatever the occasion call for. I mean, you need to be well versed as much as you can.
Well, and North, I got to tell you, before the show started, because it's one of Rochelle's favorite songs, we started to play.
Lean on Me by Bill Withers.
Lean on Me, and you started playing guitar with the soundtrack, didn't you?
Yeah, I was playing. I didn't know you could. Well, I guess you could hear because the microphone. I didn't think about that, but that's how I one is where I really learned. Man, I spend years and years just sitting there playing the 45s and the LPs, sitting there for hours and hours, stacks after stacks, and that's how you get the chops up because you want to be like that. And I mean, that's how I go, and it's still the same magic today. Yeah. So all I gotta do is hear it. If I hear it, then I'm in.
But you did it in your own version. That's what was cool. Is you weren't playing it as the original song is done.
You want to embellish it. Yeah, you want to embellish it. I mean, you can do one or two things. You can play along with the the standard chord, dun 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 dun. You can do that, or then you can add a little flavor in between the singing. Because it's my verse.
But originality is kind of the whole point of music, right?
Right.
Now, when you were learning how to play the guitar and you picked up songs, do you read music? Because there are a lot of guys they don't really read music; they just are able to pick it up. Is that kind of how you roll?
It's kind of both. Because I'm at the point now I can read charts. The charts that have the chords on there. I can read the charts now. The individual noting and whatever, like you see something on the piano, it's a little bit. It take me a little bit slower, but usually. The songs that they gonna do, I didn't already know them, so it's that's why I nicknamed myself Tunes because I knew a lot of songs. But so I tell them if I have to go in the studio, okay, either you tell me what you want me to play, or I know what to play, So either way, you gonna win. But I do read charts, and I know an F major chord and minor chord and major 7 chord. And the ninth chord and all that kind of stuff, So it helps out, really does.
It amazes me. It is a talent I wish I had. I played when I was a kid. I can't play anymore, but Charlotte, isn't listening to somebody who really knows what they're doing musically, isn't that just magical?
It is. I was just saying before we entered in and went live. I shared with North that it was like watching my grandpa play. It's like you go into this whole new universe at the same time of wherever you are, and you can control your mood, you can control the atmosphere, you know, like I've been seeing people north on social media that will take a speaker and they'll go to like a local Walmart or something like that, and they'll play music, and they're getting people, so many different people just dancing and moving and coming together without a reason.
Mm,
There doesn't even have to be reason to it. But then on top of just the sound, there's a message with music, and I think that's really what we we all attract to, is definitely the message.
I agree. I totally agree. I totally
And
agree.
and we need to take our first break.
Okay.
And I want everybody to watch this because Abracadabra is a children's book that you got to get for your kids and for your parents. And also, when we come back, we are going to come back to one of North Woodall's tunes, and then we'll talk about that and how that came to be when we come back from this break. You're listening to Positive Talk. Michelle is right there. And Michelle, thank you for being here today.
Of course. Thank you for allowing me to be here. And I love that you're playing Abracadabra because she talks about learning in sprinkles of magic, and music is magic. So we'll be right back.
Do you want your child to develop lifelong emotional skills as well as academic ones? We teach kids how to read, how to count, how to behave. But what if we taught them how to understand themselves? Abracadabra by Terry Bean is a gentle reminder for children and adults that emotions aren't something to fix. They're something to listen to through imagination instead of instruction. This beautifully written story helps children feel seen, safe, and understood. It builds emotional awareness, self-trust, and the kindness without screens or pressure. Paired with the companion creativity book, reflection becomes expression, and lessons become lasting tools. If you want to nurture emotional confidence, calm, and creativity, this is where it begins. This isn't screen time. This is connection time. This is storytelling with purpose and a sprinkle of magic. Buy Abracadabra today and give a child tools they can carry for a lifetime. And welcome back to Positive Talk. My name is Kevin McDonald, and Michelle's dancing right over there. And North Tunes Woodall is playing that song, which, by the way, I think he knows who the author is and who created that. So North, tell us how that song came to be.
Okay, first give credit to a guy named Adam Hartley. He is awesome guitar player. He lives out in California. He's a promoter, producer, and so a friend of mine introduced me to him, and I have done about 3 songs with him now. And that was the latest song, the last song I did with him. And such a great gentleman, man. He always takes my phone calls, so that's how the song came about. So I always like to. I just want to be on the hit record, man. It don't matter to me. So I just like to play. So I met him, and we went through, made agreement, and the song is out. And I got some people who does videos, and they came up with the video. The video is just really to try to help the song out, so to speak. And so now that's where we at. Now I'm working with him on a new song, and it's more of my song. So he just putting this magic on it. There you go. The word again.
There you go. And by the way, you can go to North Tunes, and that's 2 with the number two, and Woodall, and he's got a YouTube page, and I pirated that right off the YouTube page, but I had North's permission, so that's okay. And Brachelle, what'd you think of that one?
I love that one. And it's so weird. I'm sitting here, Kevin, and I'm like, how do you not move? My dad would say, if you played the Bee Gees and somebody doesn't move their body, they have no soul. So I am going to start freaking out if you don't start moving your body because I know you have soul. But I love that each song is so unique. There's not one song that sounds the same, and I think a lot of artists these days come out with songs, or even their voice is like monotone, and every song sounds the same, every beat is the same, but every one of your songs make you feel something different. Is there a song that you've written that was your favorite to write for some reason, or is just all of them an inspiration from something different?
Yeah, the last for album is inspired from something different. So, I mean, when you just if you love to play, you just love to play. But there are a couple songs that I feel a little bit more leaning to. And this one song is called "Sweet Baby," and this kind of slow down. And the central song, I don't know if you checked out how many songs you've seen of what I got in my library, but there are a few that
You got a ton
Mhm.
of songs in your library because you've been doing this a while. But I got to ask you, North, because I'm an old rock and roll guy, and with the Beatles and with Three Dog Night and with all of those and Chicago and from the '60s and '70s and early '80s. What is your opinion of music today? Is it changed? Is it as good as it was? I think now they use auto tune and they use different aspects of it, which is not the real thing, really. So, what's your opinion? How has music evolved and or changed over time?
this the safest way I'm gonna say it. So it's not the same. It's not like how it was. Not the same as it's just not the same because you cannot substitute a real person playing and how they feel with some kind of machinery or whatever. It's never gonna be able to replace that. So it's real quick story. In 1970, I had the opportunity to meet Terry Calf. Terry Calf was so awesome that Jimi Hendrix was talking about Terry Calf. So I went to a concert. After the concert, one of the open act group guitar player came out, talked to me and a friend of mine, and I had to take this friend of mine up to his house and where he was living at. On the way, we had to stop past Van Day Airport. And so the guy told me he was going to be out there in Chicago, was going to be out there. So we went out there. I was just in the 10th grade. We went out there, and man, there they were. They was just in the hotel. Everybody was just, Peter Cetera had his three-piece suit on, and the drummer was walking around barefooted. So we walked down this hall, and all of a sudden, this guy had his door open. He was sitting there on his bed playing his guitar. I mean, I didn't know he. How you doing? And we got to talking. Yeah, come on in. So we came on in, me and my partner. We got to talk. Then I said, "Well, man, you don't mind if I play your guitar?" He said, "No, go ahead." So he had to, and I didn't know still who he was. So and I said, "Well, this is one of your songs, ain't it?" And it was called "I Don't Want Your Money." And I started playing it, and he said, "Yeah, yeah." So then when I gave him the guitar back, he asked me, I said, "Yeah." I said, "That's how I go, man. That's how I go." He started laughing because my friend said, "Man, you got a lot of nerve. How you going to share that to him? He the one wrote the song." I said, "Well, that's how it sounded to me." I would never forget that. Then I realized, man, this is Terry Calf, man. He was, whoo. I had seen him about 4 times live, man. You talking somebody could play? Ooh, the Chicago. That's just one story, man. So, and I got a Beatles song you can go find. I did a version of 8 Days a Week, but I got horns on it and everything. You got that. That was off my first CD I did.
Oh, I got to find that one because I would love that one.
3 days a week.
By the way, this north we've got this truck driver fella that was a music guy through and through, and he went everywhere. Rochelle, go ahead.
Hey, Gowdy, that's my dad who's joining us in. He says, hello, people. My dad had me try every single instrument as a child. So thank you for that, Dad. He said Terry was one of the greatest. And he's a lot like Kevin, how he's just got this knowledge of music that comes from absolutely nowhere.
Wisdom. Yeah.
Yeah, there is a lot of wisdom, exactly is what it is. It's very useful knowledge and information. But my dad was one person. He told me to pick up any instrument to play with him. I went around and all his friends had bands and they were really hard rockers and we would go to all the practices and all the things, and the experience through music will seriously shape a person. Do you agree with that, North?
I sure do. Yeah, it's this that I just seen a clip on Facebook that this guy, he's old school. He's talking about the now and then. You know, back then, if you didn't know how to do it, to play it right, then the old school guys would show you, hey man, you need to get up. Let me show you that this is doing. You're not doing it right. But now they just totally different. They cater to, you know. And I got this. I'm passing it around to a lot of people. It was really very knowledgeable, and this is true because you know you got to be able, you know, to bring it, you know. So if you can't, you got to go home. I had a we you remember the movie? I mean the television show Good Times, right? Remember that?
Oh, sure.
Okay, so this guy JJ, he came to our town and he was doing a show, right?
I know, mate.
Yeah. And so our band, we opened up the show for him, right? So we didn't know, I didn't know nobody. So anyway, the band I was in, they went and got these other big times trumpet player, you know, I don't want to mention his name. So he came to our rehearsal and he was getting on me, man, you ain't playing it right. You ain't playing it right. So he was big and running around. So I said, okay. I didn't say nothing. I just went home for the next 2 weeks and I was, you know, wood setting. So when we did the gig though, and after the gig, JJ came in our dressing room. He said, where's that guy playing the guitar? The one that had that hat on. Man, he was slamming. And I looked at my partner and said, how you like me now? I say, because we don't, hey, nobody came in and asked him to tell him to do that. Everybody was like, so, you know, it's just like you got to do showmanship. You got to give the people something. So moving around and playing good, that's what it's all about, man. So I never forget that, man. He didn't say nothing. I had another situation like that too, with another big name group that came to town. They asked me to perform with them, and some of the guys that was original, they was like they didn't know me. See, but the original singer, he knew me, so he asked me to sit in with them, and so I did. Man, it was like 17,000 people there, right? I didn't even rehearse with him. He just called me up and said, "Hey, man, be here in the backstage." I said, okay, because see, I already been knowing these songs because we've been from the same town. So we got in the dressing room and then they were saying, you need to put on a uniform. So I put the uniform, button your shirt up. I said, okay. I did all that. I didn't say no. We went out there and did the show. And when we came back in, the sound man, he had done the mix for Car Wash. Remember the Car Wash? He was the engineer. So he came in and he said, man, who was that guitar player? Where's he at, man? I didn't even know this guy. He came up to me. He was saying that. I didn't say no. He said, yeah, I'm just doing my job. He said, man, I had you all in the house and all that. He said, you were slamming. This guy coming up, he was the sound man at the show. So when he went out, I looked over to the drummer and the percussionist. I said, hey, man, you don't mind if I'm buttering my shirt, do you? Oh, no, go ahead, man. Man, they knew who I was. This after that, and I did one more show with them. It was, man, I had never played in front of 17,000 people, man. Just no rehearsal and just go up there. Man, I never forget that, man. But it was so fun when I came back in, and he came and said that they didn't say a word to me that night or the next night.
and North, I pulled a song that you did live, and I'm going to want to play a piece of it. Do you remember that song? It's on your YouTube channel. I forget the name of it off the top of my head.
Oh, live, no, because there's a lot of videos on there that we did live. I don't know which one. I know
Well,
that 3 seconds though.
well, I'll tell you what. Why don't we go to break? And when we come back, we'll play that song live, and then you can tell us the story behind it and what it's like to play in front of a big crowd like that. Because it was a big crowd that you were in front of.
Oh.
And Michelle, who are they listening to again?
North Tunes Woodall. Go to his website and follow along with us, everybody. It's the number 2UNES, like the word tunes.net. And you can see all the stuff he's got. There's so many things that we still have to talk about. So stay with us and we will share the story of this song.
And he's got a book that we're going to talk about, too. We'll be right back. Listen to this song right after the station break. You're listening to Positive Talk Radio Network. We're on a mission to entertain, enlighten, empower, and educate through inspiring music, dynamic conversations, and yes, laughter. Join me, Kevin McDonald, and Brishelle as we declare our freedom from hate, division, and fear and celebrate a better way of living. Go to positivetalkradio.net to find out more. And again, that is North Tunes Woodall. And Brishelle, I know you like that one. And
do.
North, where did that come from? And how big of an audience were you playing in front of?
Oh, I'm gonna tell you like this. It's like a bank robber robbing the bank, and they say, "Well, how much money did he get?" It's undetermined. I'm gonna leave it like that because it's really what and the other truth side to it. That's really AI, man. That you see. See, these guys just made that up. I mean, I'm playing the music. That's my music. I'm playing it, but he put it in it because the name of the song is called Massive. So he put me in a situation where it looks like it's just a whole lot of people. So, and that's how it came up. I mean, to tell the honest truth, that's what the deal is. So, so I hope I didn't disappoint you, but
oh no, not a bit, because you know what you do in a lot of cases is performance art as well, and you want to create the best video you can for the folks. But it was you. That wasn't AI. That was you playing.
Yeah, that was me playing. But I'm saying that the audience. Like I think it's green screen or whatever they do, man. I mean, these guys come up with these skits for me, and I just go along with it, man. I mean, I just want to be heard, man. Not necessarily had to be seen, man. I mean, as long as you hear my music and it's coming through clean, that's it. So, because it's what's happening, it's going to the different stages, getting to the level where you can have. Man, just imagine if we had a band and we just get half of the people that love the Beatles. If you just had half of them, you'd be, comfortable. Because I'm not greedy, man, at all. I don't need it but a fraction of the action, man. I'm good. You know what I'm saying? So, but you got to think big, and I let them do what they do, and I do what I do. That's it.
That's it. And Brishelle, do you have the name of North's book handy?
I absolutely suck because I don't this time, but thank goodness we have him here to tell us. So, would you please tell us the name of your book and how that came to be?
It's called The Ups and Downs of Tune's Guitar Journey. And you can just go straight to Amazon, put in books, and you put in tunes, and it come right up right now. I don't know if you got another computer there for you, and it'll come straight up. That's it. The
Perfect.
ups and
And
downs.
tunes the number two,
Right.
UNES.
Dot net.
Very inventive, by the way. I'd never seen it done that way.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was. Like every note is a story. It's like I see back in Dayton, I knew so many songs. I was learning so many. I knew so many songs, and then around that time, Mr. T was popular. So I came up with the name Tunes, but I wasn't living that then till years later. And that's why I came up with the nickname Tunes because I knew a lot of songs. You could call me and say, "Hey, are we gonna do that?" I said, "Well, I ain't gonna be at practice. I'll meet you at the gig," because I already know them songs. So that's what I did. And then one guy told me about that. He said, "Yeah, man, I called you up to do a gig, and that's what you told me. I'm gonna meet you at the gig." I'm still like, "What? You ain't gonna come to practice?" I said, "For what, man? I already know the song. It ain't gonna matter what key or whatever. Just if you're gonna do the song like the record, I'm good." But that's I don't do that kind of day. I'd rather be at the rehearsal. That was just early on. So I came up with the name and the nickname Tunes, and and it works. That's all. Because I know a lot of songs. I try to know a lot of songs, a lot of different songs. So
And Rochelle, why don't you ask him? Because he might tell you and he won't tell me because he's modest. But who's one of the more famous people that he got to meet and sit down and play with?
ooh,
North.
well, that actually play well. One person is Tom Brown. I want to say that Tom Brown. He had a song out, "Punkin' for Jamaican funk." That's what it is. It's a real big song. He's still popular today. He's a smooth jazz artist. I had an opportunity to play a little bit with Will Downing. You know. You talking about in other shows? I'm trying to think about other artists that I had chance to be on share the stage with too.
Yeah, exactly. But first, before we go there, we have a new co-host. His name is Gowdy, and he's asking questions now. Rochelle?
He says, "What were your influences?"
Okay, my influences was growing up in Dayton, Ohio. That's why they call Dayton, Ohio, the land of funk, because we had so many big name groups that came out of that small little town. We had Ohio Players first. Then we had Slade. Then we have Lakeside. Then we got Heatwave. Then we got Roger Zapp, and then it's much more. But those we had the group called Sun, and then in Ohio we could go on and on. But just out of Dayton, Ohio, that was my influence. But see, while okay, let's say that was good for my right ear. Now for my left ear, I was listening to people that was on Ed Sullivan's show, and you had to be on point if you got on Ed Sullivan's show. Let's start with Rolling Stones. They had the Beatles. They had James Brown. They had Gladys Knight. They had Temptations. So I got a chance. That's how the gumbo started. I got to listen, all that. And then I would go to all the concerts that came to Dayton O'Hare Arena. It'd be Santana. It'd be Jeff O'Tall. It would be Emerson Palmer. I went, man. I went Edgar Winter. Man, and so it goes on. So all that from the left ear to the right ear into my heart, then that's what you get.
Hmm.
And one of my favorite when I was a kid all time, because he had a song called "School's Out for the Summer." Alice Cooper.
They had a show, man. I said, and that's where I learned a lot about these different bands. They had a show, man. I mean, Oh, I still can see right now how Blood Rock, man, that guy that was singing lead, he was jumping on top of the drums. Man, he had longer hair, just long as your hair. He was, man, and that music, it was intense and had the atmosphere, you know? It was like, man, absolutely like he was going up, picking up the guitar player while he was soloing. They was doing some awesome things, man. And
And
I,
North, I've got to ask you because when I was 7 years old, and the Beatles in 1964 in February were going to be on the Ed Sullivan Show.
yeah,
72 million people watched that. My family wasn't one of them because they were watching Bonanza and they sent me to bed. So
thank God for reruns, right?
exactly. So tell me what were, because the Beatles were very unique, and there have not been very many bands that have had the influence that they've had. Tell us from your perspective what it was like in the 60s when Beatlemania was going on.
It was just, everything sold out, man. Everything sold out. They just had that sound, and and the people loved what they was doing, man. I mean, that's it. They really had the magic, man. You know what I'm saying? And wow, when you think about it and all that stuff, they said they only stayed together for like 7 years. I seemed like it was longer than that, but they did, man. I mean, everybody just to get humble, man. Like, just keep getting paid, man. you
Yeah.
know?
And in those days, North, the Beatles' typical concert lasted 30 minutes.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's it.
Legalized bank robbers, man. I call them and Rolling Stones. The Rolling Stones is a legalized bank robbers, man, because they make they make so much money, man. I mean, you gotta have some serious paper to get the Rolling Stones to come or the Beatles. Man, woo. But it's self worth. So yeah, they just had it, man, and they had that style, they had that look, and they had that sound. And Paul McCartney, he's just so creative, man. Writing songs and stuff. It's all good. It's all good, man. So
Yeah, did you ever get to meet, or because he's from where I live in Seattle, Jimi Hendrix, who was one of the best guitar players to ever live. And did you ever have a chance to see him live?
nah, but see, when Jim Hendrix was, I was like in the sixth grade,
Oh,
and nobody was going to take me down to Cincinnati to see him. That was I was sixth, seventh grade, so I would listen to some of the songs, later on, like in eighth and 10th grade and stuff like that. But uh, that was just because I heard he had came to Cincinnati, but ain't no way nobody's going to let me ride with them, and. And then to go see Jimi Hendrix, no. But I seen, like though I did the studies in Woodstock and stuff like that. And when he did stuff with Buddy Miles, whatever, and all that kind of stuff. But I did see Buddy Miles, and I seen a couple guys that just played with Jimi Hendrix. It was a band called Ramatan. I think, yeah, it was called Ramatan. And I think that guy played the drums with Jimi Hendrix or something. And so I did a lot of. Man, if it was good music, I was checking it out. I was trying to listen to it. Yeah, trying to see, getting those lines, little licks, man. And always still love James Gang when they used to play Funk 49, man. That we played that song all the time, man. And I went and saw him live. And I seen Ted Nugent live. So I seen a lot of smoking guitar players. Yeah, so
Is there anybody that you really wanted to meet that you didn't get the chance to or haven't?
well, I met a lot of good people. I'm great people because even though I didn't get to meet Jimi Hendrix, but see, Ernie Isley seemed like he carried on what Jimmy does. See, but when I talked to Ernie Isley, he don't want to give Jimmy the credit for some reason but Jimi Hendrix used to play in the Isley Brothers band for a minute until they put him out because he was just slamming too hard. I don't know what happened, what was happening, but they took Jimi Hendrix into their house and let him stay there for a year or something. And then at that time, the Isaac brothers, the younger brothers, they were just little kids, and then they grew up. See, they was playing little league baseball and all that, but Jimi Hendrix was touring with the Isaac brothers. And he played with Little Richard, whatever. Little Richard fired him because he was saying he was doing too many solos. he was taking the fans from him, so he didn't like that. So he put him out, man. So that's the same kind of way. Then he got tired of doing it. I said, man, I just do my own thing. See, that's what happens. So
yeah. And the Isley Brothers, didn't they do Wake Up Little Susie?
No, they did. They came out with Shout. They did because the Beatles did that. I know either they did that or Twist and Shout. They did one of those, but I'm not sure. They might have. I'm not gonna say they didn't because I'm saying I know pretty much all of their songs, but that were earlier on. They might have. You know?
Yeah. So you in 1970, which was a really big year in music.
Okay.
How old were you then?
I was in the 10th grade.
You're older than me, so not by much, but a little bit. But there was some great music that came out in 69, 70, 71.
No doubt. No, yes, indeed, it sure enough was. Definitely, and still, I mean, I still got all that music right now, man. I mean, and I definitely got it in my heart and in my mind, and whenever if I need to, it's just like a computer. I could pull it up, man, and just a matter of seconds about when I hear something, and that's the good thing about it. So it's like since that gumbo come back.
Well, and the book that you wrote, what is it all about so that people can go and find it? Is it kind of your autobiography, or is it just musings of different things?
It's more of the first part about like what you said, because I tell the story of how it started, and then I go from there. It's called memoir. I meant to say that the other day, because it's only 40 pages, but I tell about the ups and downs of my story of playing guitar and my life in the different stages. How it started, it really in guitar playing 1966, and then I went to high school, man. And then after I got out of high school, I went to kind of college a little bit. Then it kind of faded away. Then I came back to Dayton and was playing. Then I moved to Atlanta, and so now it's kind of like that, So first you go check it out and then let me know what you think.
Yeah.
I think everybody should, and his YouTube page is North Tunes Woodall on YouTube, and you can find him there. Rochelle, we need to take our last break. What do we play? What do you want to play?
Oh my goodness, I don't know. I have a question for North when we come back because it's gonna bust out of my head if I don't ask. I am thinking of what is that one that we have about harmony and the world? Something along those lines. Do you know that one?
There are so many. I just don't know. I'll tell you what. We'll try this one, and if it works, it works. And then when we come back, Rochelle's got an amazing question to ask North, and we'll come back to the. And by the way, North, we call these bump music, and we'll play your song coming out of the break, and we'll be right back, everybody. Hey, while we're on break, here's something to remember. Life is not always easy. We all face challenges that weigh us down, but even on the heaviest days, positivity can still be within reach. One story, one kind word can shift the entire course of your day and everyone around you. That's why we're here, to remind you that you're not alone and that hope is always possible. And now we're coming back, so thank you for listening to Positive Talk Radio.
There you go.
That's all you get. You can't have any more. And by the way, we are talking with North Tunes Woodall, and Rochelle has got an amazing question that she wants to ask.
I just have to know. Well, first, I want to share this with you, North. My dad sent me a message, and I think that you have to hear it. So he says, "This is by far probably my most favorite episode you guys have done. This guy, he has hung out with some really cool people, and Good Times was like my favorite show when I was a little kid. This dude has got it going on, man. I'd love to meet this guy. First of all, I love how my dad talks to me as if I'm his son. But he is really getting a kick out of this. He was born in 71, and I like it just makes me sweat, it makes me shake. I love music so much. And one of the people I listen to on a daily basis, if it's not Michael Jackson, of course, throughout the week, but the Bee Gees. Did you ever get a chance to meet them?
No, no, I didn't. But I listen to their music, and a lot of bands play their songs. I
Mhm.
mean, really had it, going on. They got the unique sound, especially the voices, the singers. It's very unique. I mean, there's range and stuff, and they had good writers and all that stuff. So I never. There's so many musicians, man. I mean, you can't if you get to meet just a couple people.
Yeah.
Uh, you know, uh, see, you're gonna have to please get the book because I'm gonna mention one person's name in there. I had the opportunity and to meet Sly Stone face to face, and I about froze. I froze because I didn't know he was gonna be behind the door. But I ain't gonna. I'm gonna leave it right at that. And then when I seen him a couple hours later, they was getting ready to get on the tour bus, and I had a piece of paper of all the songs, a lot of songs I knew of him, and he autographed it. But it got missing years later. So, but that because I idolize Sly so much, man, and his songs today, people can learn how to live their life off people's songs. If you think about some of the great artists, if you just listen to their words of their songs, you can live your life much better. I mean, definitely. But sometimes we don't always do what we say we're gonna do. But I ain't gonna tell you no more about it because I had to kind of share that with y'all. At another time. That's the best way to say it. I want to say it like that. Okay.
Well, and you're absolutely right because the lyrics of songs, I don't know where they come from, but some of them are just really, really dynamic, and they're things that stay with you. Uh,
Mm.
did you ever have a chance to go to a Metallica concert or listen to any of their music?
No, 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 that came kind of afterwards. I was getting in some of and that's more hard rock, right? Now I'm familiar with them a little bit, but I never I never did get that far. I got is I don't know. I started going in a different direction after 70 something. I started listening to more or other kind of music, but I knew they was around and like Kiss and I don't that became real hard rock. They weren't around in the 70s.
No, no, they were like in the '90s and stuff. But let me see if you can remember because this song means a great deal to me, and I just want you to think if you can recall it. You can play this guitar really well, I'm sure. And North is sitting here, and he is complimenting the music that's playing.
Yes.
And
Oh,
I,
Kevin, I have to ask if you'll play the song that I asked us to incorporate in our music show and see how familiar it is to North.
What was the name of that band though? That's something.
That's
that
Metallica.
was Metallica, and the And the lyric that remains strong for me is forever trust in who you are,
Oh,
and nothing else matters.
okay. But let me say this with you about music. They got to remember this. There's only 8 alphabets. 8 alphabets. That's a, it's C D E F G A B C. Then it repeats. So you can imagine that's sooner or later some songs kind of sound like the other one because there's only so many chord progressions.
Hmm.
You see what I mean? So that
Exactly.
song, as soon as you played that, it made me think about several different songs. See, so that's how I knew I could pick up on, but I didn't know the artist or the flavor. So that's a great thing. That's really a
Well,
great.
I thought you knew
and
the song
yeah,
because you were playing it.
well,
And
and this is the song that Michelle was talking about.
okay,
Yes.
Bee Gees. No,
No, the other one.
The other one, which other one?
I have to say the name of it. Remember this morning we looked it up and added it?
I didn't add it yet, and I
Oh,
don't
okay.
have it here
That's
available.
fine.
But
It's Jeopardy. You know that song?
and who's the by? Is that what's the name of the band? Journey.
It is
Journey.
um I think we did
See, I
Greg
know.
Kin Band.
What now?
Greg Kin Band.
Play it. Play it.
He says, let's see if
Oh, I
I
thought you were gonna say Jefferson. You too young to know about Jefferson
can you
Airplane.
hear that?
oh, I got Funky Soul.
Do
Now
you know
what's
that one?
what I heard? I caught the glimpse of the guy's voice because he's got that wasn't the only song they put out, is it?
No, it wasn't. It wasn't. That's why I'm
It was
curious.
that was, I don't think that's the biggest song that they did because I know that. Boy, I got to hear a couple more different songs because you played it on something, but it wasn't like how Kevin played it. It was I could hear, but I could something I
Yeah,
could
it's still a
relate
little
to.
fuzzy. He says in the lyrics, he says, "Where were you when I needed you? You could not be found." And then he says, "I lost in jeopardy,
Oh, okay.
baby." You know that one?
No, 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 no. But you got to keep
I
in
think
mind.
you would play that song
Oh,
so cool. So
this is what I want to share with you. See, we all come from different regions of America, and when you're in different towns, a lot of times you hear a lot of stuff different than the other towns don't hear. You
yeah,
know what I'm saying? Because it's the market of the area. You get this with the West Coast, the East Coast. They don't sometimes they don't get the same things. You know, and a lot of a mixture of so. But I know that I would have to listen to about go through here and see the song that actually reached our area. You know, this person you're talking about. Because you never heard of Jefferson Airplane, have you?
Are you kidding me?
No,
Uh,
I asked her. That wasn't fair. No, they was way before your time. That was back
Grace,
before.
Grace Slick,
Uh-uh.
Grace Slick, and they did a song called White Rabbit.
might know
So,
that.
now, that's when you. So yeah, I mean, you kind of put me on this. Y'all put me on the spot too because I haven't heard everything. You know, no one has heard everything. You know, so
Yeah.
But let me ask y'all a good quick question, real quick.
Oh,
Think back. Now, if I was to ask you, what is the biggest room in the world? What would you say? Ladies first. What is the biggest room in the world? One, two.
Biggest rumor in the world?
No. What's the biggest room in the world?
Room.
Now you're gonna be able to start anybody from here on if you don't come and answer. You don't have an answer. All right, come on, Kevin. We time. What's the biggest room in the world?
you're
Stage.
talking about to play a venue?
You can answer any way you want. I'm just asking you to give me an answer. What's the biggest room in the world?
Well, it used to be the Kingdom.
Okay.
Hmm?
See, remember this. People gonna say all kind of stuff. The ocean, the mine, whatever. You can say what they want. These, oh, okay, that's pretty good. No, the biggest room in the world is room for improvement, and that includes you and me. So, like Michael Jackson, when you look at in the mirror, the man or the woman in the mirror, that's where it starts to make things better. Everything stands to be improved. So, you always stump somebody because they gonna come up with all because they think it too hard, but that's keep it simple. So that's all I just wanted to share with you.
North, say that one more time. The biggest room in the world is
room for improvement.
That was really good. I did not see that coming.
Me either. I said, where'd that come from? You got a drummer? You got a drummer back there?
Yes, I do. And by the way, we've been talking with North Tunes, Woodall, and
love y'all. Number love. Appreciate the opportunity.
Rochelle, we've run out of time, so you get to take us out. North, you're going to have to come back. We've really enjoyed this episode with you.
Man, just whenever it's call me. I ain't nothing but a phone call away. So
well, that's good because we have to have you back soon. My dad says so, and my jaw hurts because I have smiled so much.
Man.
But Kevin, thank you as always for making conversations like this musically possible. And North, thank you so much for joining us in and inspiring us with all of your songs and your messages, and reminding us that there's always room for improvement. I think that if we focused on that a little more, it would launch us forward a lot faster than we thought possible. So please do share with us your YouTube and all the ways we can connect and find you and your work, and then maybe a message you'd like to leave us with.
Well, the message is, I'm just so full right now, but what's coming in my spirit is that your dad had put in and said what he said. That really touches my heart, man. I'm full right now. I'm full, because for your dad to come on and say something, that's it. I ain't got nothing else to say. Just to be continued. That's all. On to the next one. And I just appreciate y'all that. He take the time to listen and say what you just said. You say about me, but here again, it can't be me without y'all. So look at it, so it's we. But if you take we, which is a W-E, right? We. You turn that W upside down, I pronounce it me-we. so it's a teamwork. That's what I'm all about. It's teamwork, man. My feet is always on the ground. Stay humble. So I cannot do it without y'all. So the best way to be successful, they said, is to help somebody else be successful. So that's why I'm just an instrument, man. So use me. It's all good.
Thank you, North, so much.
Yeah. Tell your dad I said.
Oh, I will. I can't even imagine the conversation we're going to have. He's probably been in his truck just losing his mind. And I know exactly what he's experiencing. And I love that we get to have that in this world just by a conversation about
family. It's nothing's stronger than family, man. That's what this show is about. It's about family, man. Okay.
Yes, it is.
Ain't nobody holding you back but you. If you want to get in the mix, get in the mix. But come positive. Don't come with nothing else. And then you ain't gonna say nothing positive. Grandma say, don't say nothing at all.
Exactly that. I've learned.
That's it. And again, North Tunes Woodall has been our guest, and go to his website, Rochelle, which is tunes.net. That is the number 2 UNES.net. He's got everything there, and I have to tell you, I'm going to be sharing your phone number with my dad, so expect a phone call. And again, thank you so much for being here.
Thank y'all so much. Peace now.
Thank you, and have a great day, everybody. Thank you for being part of Positive Talk with Kevin McDonald, where stories inspire and voices remind us of what truly matters. May today's conversation give you hope, courage, and a reason to keep moving forward. And just remember, till next time, be kind to one another because each other's all we've got.